Ooh. Hey guys, look, everything at the space is mirror opposite, which is so bizarre when you think about like timeline convergence and everything that we've been going through. So please give me, you already know I'm clumsy. You know I'm not going to edit shit over here. So love and light. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are continuing to progress through Virgo season okay. Ooh, I took notes. Look, how pretty is this? I wish the light could hit it just so. This is my, I have like motherwort and sage and all kinds of stuff in here for a balm that I made. Hold on one second, you guys. Let me get my notebook. One second. I always remember, all right, now we're going to pull up to the space and we're not going to bang our knees. Well, a little bit. I always remember one time someone commented like something to the effect of, you should have your shit together before you come on. And I'm like, okay. Like, do you even know me? Listen, hey, I watch a lot of people that present very edited material and it's geared to be a very specific, like teaching, very, formatted. It's this whole energy. And honey, like, this is not that, okay? Excuse me. Now, like, is the knowledge base going to be here? Is the magic here? Is the energy here? Yes. But are we going to have everything perfect and polished and put together? No. I am an air sign, but I'm not a Libra, love and light, okay? I'm the weirdo of the gang, all right? So weirdos, gang, right? But I always chuckle to myself whenever I forget something or I don't have something immediately. I think of that person. Shout out to that person who came over here. Oh, and they thought it was going to be something. It very much was not that. So, yeah, how are you guys doing? I know that I definitely want to check in with you guys. Happy Wednesday. Like I said, we continue to progress through Virgo season. Oh, the energy out there, I don't even know. How do we articulate? I really feel like with this Venus and Libra energy, it's like we'll kind of do a rundown too, but it's almost like it's this vibe, like if you've done the work, so to speak, whether for you that spiritually or in accordance with some goals that you've been trying to achieve, or if you were doing personal manifestation work, or possibly like in a healing or an ascending journey. I mean, is there a goal for an ascension journey? I don't know. Maybe the goal is just continuing to show up and allow yourself to evolve each day. So shout out to that. I'm down with that, But it's almost this energy like you may be feeling very grateful, very beautiful, very heart open, very thankful, very much gratitude season, very much like, harvest season vibrational frequencies. You may be feeling that. On the other side, I think that with Mars and Cancer and a lot of this Mercury Uranus square, we're kind of building up. It's just an interesting energy. And Mercury's kind of ping pong, it did its little shuffle through its retrograde, and now it's kind of like we rocketed back to Leo, and then are we already? Yeah, we're already back to Virgo now. So it's this vibe of like maybe your brain, hell, is trying to integrate a lot. I will tell you this though, I often have a tendency to just want to kind of be in maximum hermit mode in the fall, especially Virgo season. So for me to feel like, how do I articulate? You guys, if you've been here long enough to know, if we've done readings, natal chart, astrology, or whatever, You guys know, like, your girl over here is rarely at a loss for words, but Virgo season, on top of, I think, um, just having to move, like the Virgoiest, most Virgo thing ever. It's like my ancestors and my spirit guides were like, we've got a lot to bring in and reharmonize and realign. There's so much to be calibrated within you that we need you to energetically do a huge shift. Do you know what I'm saying? And so they were like, what better way to do that and then to move? Like having to pack up things, sort through things, donate things, release things, throw things away. And then oftentimes it's almost inevitable, child. Okay, if you was right, you know what? I'm not going to sit in judgment. We would hope for the best hygiene practices that if one has to move, you know what I'm saying? You're ideally letting things go, cleaning out trash, and then evaluating, like, is the way this setup effective for me? Could we do this a better way? Because, then you're unpacking. And so it's a great vibration. I'm very thankful for it, just to share, for my personal life. I feel, yeah, I don't want to say that I don't have any energy either. I definitely feel tired. I don't know how you guys are feeling energy wise. It's also kind of back in this cycle, and I have these cycles, where it's like you feel like you're sleeping, but you're like, where are we eating off to? Like, what surgeries are we having in the astral and the dream time? Like, and you wake up and you just feel super tired. So, whoo. I'll tell you what, though, I would love to hear what you're already welcoming in the harvest season, although we will continue to walk that out in September and October, of course, if you follow and observe the wheel of the year, and kind of more like, Gaia's calendar as opposed to the Gregorian one. But I'm really thankful that I've had invitations. Let me tell you, like, child, why you accept all the members? Listen, this was in the summer. Long story short, I did not know that the moving scenario was going to be going down the way that it was. The process kind of got rushed fast forward, but it's all for the best good, honestly, because I got to pick. Let's just say it helped. Oh, I just spilled that on the paper because I'm clumsy. Your girl's real clumsy. Okay. It worked out better in the long run that the move has already done and out of the way. We'll just say that. And there were blessings that came along with being able to commit to go ahead and get it done. So I am thankful for that. I'm thankful for artisan events that I got invited to. I'm thankful for group events. So I have a lot to be thankful for. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could be looking like, where am I going to live? And I'm provided for. And yeah, every single day I have what I need. And the universe always shows up with that. Well, of course it does, because I believe in that process, and I'm the universe, and it is a feedback loop, and that's how we co-create our reality. So I always walk in trust, and I'm going to have exactly what I need when I need it. But I love to reciprocate those energetic loops with the universe and get that good feedback going on. So that's why gratitude is a wonderful practice. So yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know how to describe it other than, especially post Mercury retrograde. And I need you to understand that everything is such a big deal this year for many reasons. But again, my guides and my spirit team, my higher self, are always reiterating that please understand that Saturn is doing the end of his work in these couple decades that he's been going through. So it's almost like every season we're walking through this year has a certain level of amplification. And if that wasn't enough, we sprinkled a little, let's yeet our brains forward and have it be a let's do the time warp again. This is what I'm hearing, and I know we've channeled that before, but it's like, it's almost like we don't have time to dwell on that too long. Okay, let's go ahead and integrate that. Okay, nope, let's go ahead and cry that. Let's go ahead and feel that. Let's go ahead and purge that. It's like knowing, how is it you would say, Spirit is showing me a curriculum. And this makes me think of when you knew the syllabus. I don't know if you guys ever had a college teacher and it's like, shit, we know the syllabus. I don't know why I can't say that. Normally when I channel like lightning speed, you guys know, everything feels way slower. And of course, I think that's on an integrating level. A lot of work with spirit is being done internally in the body, and it's being done through energetics. And it's like someone having to make sure that all the gears and the cogs are reconnected, right? So I think whereas in Leo season, I felt like this huge waterfall of light was just pouring into me, and it was just like a liquid channel. I'm hearing plasma. I don't know, the gearing down of it, I definitely have felt in Virgo season. But yeah, there's a lot because Lord of Karma and Time, you know, divine inheritance. How else would you say? You know, timelines, contracts, cycles. It's like in spiritual court. Oh, I was going to say, you know how the college teacher at the end of the semester is like, oh no, we've got to finish like all these points on the syllabus and we haven't gotten to them yet. And then they go at like a crazy pace and you're like, this is so ridiculous. Why are we doing this? This is what this year feels like. What were we, Spirit is taking me back to, you guys, now the stage, the and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and pretty soon you're gonna step to stage left and go. You've been practicing for a long time, but now, and it's like a scene you guys, and everybody's rushing around behind the curtain, and it's like so it's like Saturn wants us to be prepared, I'm hearing, to do the new dance. I don't know. Excuse me. I'm hearing we all have new roles to play. We all have new roles to play. Okay. Now I'm seeing the white rabbit. You're late. You're late for a very important date. You're late. Okay. He's running around. He's getting us together behind the curtains. And it's like, we got handed this fucking script that looks like this. And we're like, what? But now Spirit is showing me how. Whoa, hold on, guys. So Spirit is showing me how, what is it when in the Matrix, when they would lay down in the chair and get plugged in, and it was like, you need to absorb all these skills, and they would like plug in, right? And now Spirit is taking me to the scene in the Matrix where he was at Kung Fu, you guys. You know what I'm talking about? And Neo kept focusing on the negative, that he couldn't do it. And the teacher was trying to explain to him, you know all of these skills because you are all of these skills. You just have to focus and concentrate. But now Spirit is showing me Harry Potter? What? Okay, so maybe it's like when Saturn, okay, now Spirit is showing me, sorry guys, I didn't expect this kind of channeling. It's been a minute. The energy has been different. So, okay, we're late for a very important date. We were given new scripts. We're all getting ready behind stage, but behind the curtain, but we can download these scripts like Neo in his chair, the Spirit says. And then Harry Potter is kind of like the magician, like, okay, what is it? Spirit showing me is it the Horcrux? I love Harry Potter, but I just could never like say that word right. The soul shards, the soul shards are coming together very quickly. And now he's kind of showing me those different Horcruxes. But also merging these images with Neo in the chair. And so it's kind of like a lot of, you could say magical, but you could say maybe energetic energetic, influencing, magical healing. Spirit is saying titles are not important to understand. Each person will kind of interpret what they are receiving in the way that they need to at that divine timing. Because different people, I'm seeing different people's scripts. And remember, this is as Saturn starts. Okay, Spirit, are these contracts or are they more like scripts? Spirit is saying both. That we are receiving. And it's like we're being prepared. Now I'm seeing the Wheel tarot card. Which is crazy. And I don't know. I may have to journal about this. I don't think I can put that together enough quickly, you guys, because I have a set of guides called the Hathors, and they're connected to a specific phrase that's on the Wheel card. Has to do with the letters around the wheel. If you study the deeper occulted meanings behind the major arcana tarot cards, you may be familiar with that, but it connects back to the Hathors in some Egyptian studies. Anyway, I think the gist of the message is that Virgo season, once again, they're taking me back to, is so important because you're downloading the scripts. Which, essentially this can be like you're downloading all of this. The light brings in information. And so when we go through these seasons and we talk about these beautiful things and they sound very spiritual, and I'm down for all the exciting terminology. Like, I love it. Yes, another portal. Yes, tell me about the star. Like, give it all to me. But I know that sometimes it gets a little confusing. You're like, how can I keep up with it all? But essentially, Spirit is saying, it's important for us to understand, like, as long as you know that, and in times of amplified light reception, like receiving more amplified light, and it will be this way because of the changes that our sun is going through, and then this affects like so many different things, of the electromagnetics of the planet, the resonance, the weather patterns even affect basically the electromagnetics and how our bodies are absorbing all this energy. But essentially, it's important to know that the light is information. And so then the information is being integrated into our body. But see, in Virgo season, we basically had, is it this week? Yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking at my notes. Because I was studying Mercury, specifically these Mercury-Uranus squares, because it's this whole feeling of Virgo is trying to help us get everything organized in our body, because that's kind of the anchor point. And our chakras are doing a lot right now. Our emotional bodies, our psychic bodies, our aura, you know what I'm saying? Absorbing, doing a lot, working very hard. Yes, they do as many important functions as a physical body. No, we don't have developed technology that we have access to. Ciao, come on. But to see all these things, do you know what I mean? But honestly, can we get together on the fact that like our brain literally sees such a tiny amount of what's going on? So like love and light, let's evolve and not debate that. We have a lot going on. So in the physical body, I think this Virgo season is super huge because it's like taking stock of, again, we've talked about reorganizing the Akashic. I think that's a huge, important metaphor still for September and Virgo season. We were talking about like a librarian, spiritual court, allowing your Akashic records and the halls, let's say, in your library, your spiritual team, your astral guides, your team and your higher self, your angels, your ancestors, however you view that, are working very hard. And so we feel this in our physical body. Our cells, all the way down to a tiny, tiny, micro level, very quantum, are integrating in their tiny little plasmas all of this light. So I'm trying to say all this so that you understand, like, if you're feeling anxiety in your body, if you're feeling like you need to sleep more, if you're feeling like you have less energy, and then sometimes it's almost like this mental unrest. you know, which is really what was leading me to dig into the Mercury Uranus squares. I got so much Aquarius in my chart. So the OG ruler is Saturn, but the modern ruler is Uranus. And me and mental anxiety, we go together real tight, okay? I feel like I just stay in tower mode sometimes. Well, I was going to say that too. Sometimes there's a come down too after receiving a lot of energetic shifts. It's almost like I can liken it to when you come out of a abusive situation or a situation where your survival mechanisms have to be on 100% of the time, and you know how it's like it affects your adrenals, it affects your nervous system, and then you get in a safe environment. It's like, dude, I felt like I had to sleep that shit off for like 2 years, I think our culture programs us, very unhealthy, by the way. Excuse me, and you can choose, with Jupiter still in Gemini working in your favor, to work on reprogramming a lot of this as well. But our culture is just going so fast and doing more. Boss, 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 move, 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 more, 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 more. If I can just get more, that's, you know what I'm saying? Uranus and Taurus is really trying to help us reprogram and get back down to the damn basics, is how I hear it. And Jupiter and Gemini is kind of like a huge ally to that, if you would allow it to be. Of course, we all have our own free will. We have our own karmic lessons and cycles and contracts to walk out, right? So that's your choice. But yeah, so I was digging into just Mercury and Uranus square. But to do the rundown really quick, we've got obviously Sun in Virgo. So remember, if we take it back to Mercury retrograde, and mind you, we're still in post-shadow, I want to say until like tomorrow. So I do like to remind people, quick note, Mercury retrograde is big, and it's not for the reasons that you think. Oh, look at our little light streaks. Look at a little triangle beaming up. Look, y'all, that's so cool. I'm sorry. Would you believe I found this triangle just in that exact shape? Yeah. The things that I find, people are like, I wish I could be on a walk with you. And I wish you could, because I feel like people don't believe me. Like, listen, do you really find all of these things just chilling, just, snake pieces? Yes, I do. Me and Gaia, we vibe like that. Okay. But yeah, Mercury retrograde is a very divine time. It's very helpful for our guides, our team, our ancestral. I fully believe, I've told you this before, we get incubated. We get a lot of divine protection and interception. We get a lot of realignment. It's like playing defense on all the past, and our ancestors, our guide and team help us out in Mercury retrograde and say, I heard, you can't touch this. Don't judge me. I can't. We can't be touched to a certain level, and people get so mad they reverse, manifest and get their protection all whacked up and get their energetic wires crisscrossing. It's kind of like you play yourself in Mercury retrograde if you don't understand how you're actually being protected, up-leveled, realigned, rebalanced, and brought back into harmony. But anyway, when Mercury was in retrograde, we did that whole switch from Leo to Virgo. And then, why am I'm seeing Uno reverse, turn it around. So Mercury went back to Leo, and then now is going on, moving it all on forward. This was 2 days ago on the 9th, I think Mercury went back to Virgo. And so it feels like I'm seeing lemniscate figure 8, infinity symbol, however you want to see. It's like Mercury helping us between our heart and our mind, heart and mind, and I'm hearing key codes, toroidal heart space, sacred geometry, a lot of connections. I'm seeing someone as if they were that little pin you work with on a circuit board, but it's like your heart space, but it's very sacred geometry, and it looks like crystals, but also sacred geometry, but it's like it's like, how do we say, spirit? It's like on a cellular level in your heart chakra space. But then it's also connected to rewiring, recircuiting, the neurosystem, the mental body. It's very, well, the mental body spreads out, as an auric thing, but it's connected to, it's like all these synapses, all these things. It's connected to the work that's been going on in the heart space, right? So I see it like this, up to the crown chakra and then the heart, up to the crown chakra and then the heart. That could be a great meditative or visualization practice. Like you see how this golden light beam is here. Dude, that's so cool. I'm sorry. Because when you look here out of the camera, hello, you can't see that. And it really fucks with your perception. And you'll be like, we really cannot see so much layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of shit now, can we? And then you're literally like, but the light beam, why am I hearing? I'm not a huge Kanye fan, you guys, but he has a few songs that I really just like. Is it Ultra Light Beam? We on an ultra light beam. This is a God thing. Da-da-da-da-da. It's everything. I wish I could play it. It's such a good song, but Ultra Light Beam. Is that the name of the song, y'all? Why is that coming through? That's very interesting. We on an ultralight beam. I was trying to remember the words. Gosh, now I'm just seeing prismatic light like being thrown off the gemstones and everything. Take me back, Spirit. I'm sorry. Where were we? Spirit said, you have that Fae brain when the bouncing light beam, the prisma rainbows, they just, they get you all distracted. And you want to chase the rainbows. That's the Fae brain. Yes, a good visualization practice is like you imagine that it's like golden honey, gold flake, speckled. It's like light moving in that figure 8 shape, moving in that infinity symbol, lemniscate, whatever you want to call it. And it's an 8-year, but imagine that it wraps around your heart chakra and then goes up above your forehead and then back around, you know what I'm saying? And then back above and then down. As a focus on what Mercury has really been helping us do. And, mercurial energy is very, what would you say, Hermes, Hermetic, Apollo. We could think of many like different spiritual messengers if it helps you, to work with an archetype or see something, or you can just choose to work with the imagery of the light. That visual practice could be really powerful. What else do we have? But yeah, I think just the Mercury energy retrograde included and coming now out of retrograde and going all the way on. Mercury will stay in Virgo until September 26th. So I think it's really important that if we have time and our energy feels like it, or you can also set the intention to do that visualization maybe like 5 minutes before you go to sleep. And then ask your guides, your spirit team, to hold you in a safely protected, very grounded energetic space. You're always asking for protection over your vessel, let all the work be done for the highest and good, best good, etc. Hopefully, I'm just saying protect your vessel. If you're going to set intentions to do astral or dreamtime work, just always know that you have a good practice before you lay down to sleep to go do that. And if you like to keep it simple, excuse me guys, if you like to keep it simple, just be like, spirit team, protect me while I sleep. Bam. And it's all good. And then you can like actually set the intention right before you fall asleep, and maybe that work can be going on while you're asleep. But yes, Mercury is really helping us. It's really helping it's like again, our neuron systems, our mental, our brain synapses. Archangel Raphael is a great image as far as healing the brain, healing, calling upon the help of Jupiter and Gemini and your team of ancestors and spirit guides for the highest and best good to help. It's a lot of integration coming down from the crown into the mental body. And again, with Uranus squares, that can just feel like a lot of anxiety, a lot of tension, and you just be like, I don't even know why I feel this way. Like, did I literally just execute the move record time? Yes. Is everything pretty organized, pretty straight, pretty good? We did. You think, right? Like, everything feels great. It can be that it's just the excess energy, moving through the body. It's the change. It's the difference. It's the adapting. It creates a lot of pressure. So as much as you can, for sure, I would say, as we walk this out, because Mercury in Virgo is very dutiful, but it's always for the highest and best good to be helpful in Virgo energy. So you know that it is serving your mind, it is serving your body, it is serving the integration of the light and the energy that is coming in. But sometimes it can just be tricky to get it grounded out, because it just feels fucking like a lot. Okay, we do have Venus in Libra until September 22nd. And then we have Mars in Cancer, until November 3rd, which is a preview of Mars in Cancer coming up next year. Listen, we're not going to start that now, but it's going to be a journey, friend. It's going to be a journey. I heard you ain't seen nothing yet. Baby, I just ain't seen nothing yet. Okay, listen, I love you though. We're here. Look at us. This is us. We're here. We got our tools. We've got our space. We have been equipped. It is a 9-year next year. It's going to be very beautiful. But so we're going to be in it together, though. We're going to be in it together. Oh, where was I? I dipped off a side rail, started thinking about 2025. Spirit said, that's why you give yourself that mental anxiety. No, I'm just kidding. Excuse me. Let's talk quickly about Mercury and Uranus squares, okay? Because we're having the third, in a series of 3 this week, the third Mercury-Uranus square is happening. Mind you, Mercury is now in Virgo. Uranus is in Taurus. So we have the earth energy on our side. Bringing it down. I'm hearing bringing it down into the body, organizing it in the body. And I don't know why I'm hearing things from your Akashics even coming down as activation points within the body. Take really good care of your body in September, okay? Even if I wouldn't be surprised if maybe people had a little bit of residual sickness, because if energy is trying to get swiped out of the body, we need more rest. Sometimes that can trickle down to like our lymphatic, our hormonal systems, our tissue, our organs, so we get a little bit sick, but it's like ultimately we just need to purge. So love and light, take good care of yourself. Me and my soul sister tribe friends over here, we have plenty of tinctures. We have plenty of elderberry, all the syrups, all the teas. I know all the people, okay? If you need a little help with your body in September, holla at your friend, okay? So yeah, listen, we had the first square in this series kind of like mid-July. Something like the 20th, 21st, something. Mid to in July. And then we had that second square while we were in the retrograde, okay? And then the third is happening this week. But I do love how all of this Mercury-Uranus squaring, squaring up, it actually ends very nicely, very well-rounded towards the end of September, ends out in a trine. So they end up coming together and being friends and making a great base to conduct beautiful new energy. So it's all for your highest and best good. You always say that. I heard somebody say, you always say that. It's true, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you wouldn't have signed up for these soul contracts if it wasn't. So I love you. I got you. You got me. We'll be here for each other. Excuse me. But, yeah, so Mercury has been working really hard. Again, take it back to the beginning of the retrograde. Fast forward, bring it up to now. Tomorrow we'll kind of come out of that post-shadow phase. Mercury is like, you gotta crank the car up a few times, let her warm up. It's like when you go out, you gotta let her warm up before you hit drive. When we come out of that shadow, it's like a post-shadow, and it's like, okay, like, gassed up, all right, cycled through, let's go. But yeah, Mercury has been working really hard with this Uranus energy. And when you think of a square, it's like, let's imagine the parts look like this and they come together. And opposition is more like we all out, we just gonna brawl, we just punching each other and may the best man win, bam, bam. Okay, a square is more like this. you know, there's tension, but if we can accept the tension, it makes us stronger. You know what I'm saying? Imagine this, right? And either you accept the tension or you don't. And that depends on, like, if you get more of a solid foundation. Does that make sense? I hope it does. This is how Spirit kind of shows me in a visual way. So Mercury, I think, really brings us a lot of spiritual messages, that helps adjust our perceptions, that helps us kind of grow, adapt, and transform in how we see our reality. I heard what literal visual, okay, what, Spirit? Excuse me, Mercury having repetitive squares with a Uranus and Taurus energy is like, Spirit is showing me it's like you're being upgraded with your glasses you wear. And because you can integrate more light, integrate more information, and kind of stay with that vibration as it evolves, you can start to see your reality differently. Because that's like having more pixels on a screen, right? And you're like, whoa, I didn't even know there was a deer in the background because the pixelation was so different. You get what I'm saying? It has to do with the light and the colors and the literal pixels on a screen that you, right? Use that as a reference point. Okay, the more light we're able to take in, the energy and the stuff that we integrate, the picture is expounded and expounded and expounded upon. Not to mention, it's not only what you actually see, but it's the computer behind that can, I'm hearing, amalgamate the imagery. What? Amalgamate the imagery. Spirit said, yeah. And that Spirit said, you know what I'm saying about Neo? Okay, the more, what? I don't know why they're pointing. Now they're showing me Saturn in Pisces. And they're like, you're laying down in the bathwater, but you're getting... Oh, remember when I was telling you it looked like Neo was laying in a bathtub? Okay, but they're saying something about the water. Light, water, plasma, the amalgamation of images that we have access to and shuffling very quickly, very quickly, very quickly. Now they're showing me this image of a person like in water. But it looks like they're in a white room and they're being shown just video feed, video feed, video feed, video feed. And now they're flipping back to the Matrix. Dude, I might have to sit down and watch that. Shit's been years, but Spirit keeps taking me there. I heard, I know a place. Ain't nobody gonna. I'll take you there. Okay, that was terrible. Help me. Okay. Ain't nobody worried. It's gonna be stuck in my head. Listen, now Spirit is taking me back to the scene in the Matrix where, isn't it like he goes in a room and he's like, oh my gosh, and he sees all the screens? The point is, though, is the connection between Mercury and Uranus and Taurus. Uranus, you know, you kind of think of the tower. You kind of think of lightning, breakthrough, aha moments, unexpected things. But this is very much like coming down to the earth. So this could be the energy moving to the earth and how we are electromagnetic, like in between transmuters, Spirit says. So as the energy runs through us, we don't have a choice. If you think about the Tower card, it's like you don't have a choice but to be present in the moment that the lightning strikes you. I hear it like this. And so Mercury, I think, is sort of some like mediator. But oh my gosh, I think it's even more amplified, you guys, because of Jupiter and Gemini. Please do me a favor and... Yes, this week is the last of those 3 sets of squares. Just let's get out in nature. Okay, I need you to be out in nature. If you can be barefoot, wonderful. If you can just sit your hiney down, that's great because your root chakra there. I mean, yes, we do have our Earth Star, but our root chakra, if we can put it down on the actual ground, it's like an immediate diffusing for what is in excess. And if you're not in a place where you don't want to look crazy, shit, I don't know about you, I don't care anymore. I don't care. Am I whispering mantras to myself? Yes, Karen, mind your business. Or Love and Light, do you want to come over? I'd love to tell you about my mantras. What am I doing? Grounding. Yes, let's go get coffee. Come over here and take your shoes off, Karen. Listen, I don't care anymore because what the fuck. But if you can sit down, if you can let the earth help you ground out the excess. I just don't want us walking around with a lot of this, it's like our hair fried, standing on ends, like, I can't even. I wrote, it's management of our nervous systems, adapting, integrating, transforming. I wrote, Spirit kept saying an explorer's mind, or like I wrote, keep an explorer's attitude, keep an explorer's mind. Trying to be maybe curious and not afraid, because a fear-based mindset is the last thing we want. And if we feel ourselves going there, it's a great opportunity for shadow work, to journal. Why do I feel afraid with this energy in my body? Where do I feel it? How can I purge in a certain chakra? There's meditations, different foods, different teas, etc. Many ways to, I don't know if you've ever done that before. It's an effective practice. You kind of say, where am I feeling this in my body? Is it mine? Is it the collective's? Is it someone else's? How can I release this? And then you work on releasing it. So we can stay open, stay curious. What is the energy teaching me right now if it feels very overwhelming? And then just write that down and sit with that. You can ask your guides, your ancestors, and your team. Please do so. They're saying, we would love to assist you, okay? What else did I write about, you guys? Also, child, Mars and Cancer, Lord. I wrote Venus and Libra with Mars and Cancer. It's just Mars and Cancer is moody, y'all, okay? Mars and Cancer can be very moody, which makes it tough if you're not grounding while we're experiencing the reallocations of all of this energy, Spirit says. We can be real moody. It's okay. We just have to kind of say it's okay to be tired. Mars and Krabby Crab. We might need a blanket. We might need some Netflix and chills. We might need some snackies, because Mars is going to have to sit down and take less. Let's immediately take action. Well, I know what we can do. Let's just take action. Dun, 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 dun. And it's like, no, Mars. We've actually got to sit down with our feelings, okay? Venus and Libra could even have us kind of feeling like, well, let's just go out and spend some money and we'll make the house look a little bit more pretty, or we'll go out and have dinner with so-and-so, we'll invite people over. It's a very let's entertain. I don't know. I mean, it has to do with the harvest season. I totally get it. It has to do with, I kind of don't want to be, I don't know, cooperative. I don't know, not diplomatic. I don't know what the word is. It's like I want to entertain people, but let's make sure we're not spiritually or energetically or emotionally bypassing, because we don't want to sit down in our feelings, okay? Venus and Libra, Mars and Cancer, we are gonna need a safety feeling. We need extra rest, really good energetic boundaries. We need peace, okay? We need to be able to tell people this month, child, listen, hold my hand. I'm an Aquarius and I will teach you so gladly. I love you. We love you so much, Spirit, we love you so much, but you can tell them you don't want to go. Oh, and I love you. I feel like some hearts are like, but what if I need to go? Because I don't want to sit in the quiet. I don't want to cry about the things that I had to purge from my life after this big energetic jolt. And maybe these brought new awakenings for people, new integration of awareness. There's been a lot of remembering, collective remembering, entire collective consciousness remembering, soul tribe remembering. And sometimes that's like grief, and you're processing a lot. We may have decided with the South Node still in Libra that we've stopped a lot of relationships where they're very, very unhealthy for us. And that's really hard for some people. So just be careful, Venus and Libra, Mars and Cancer. Cancer energy is tricky when you're in your feelings, because it's almost like this, I'll just repress it behind that hard shell. And then I can see Venus and Libra as just, I'll put on face for everyone. But see, Venus and Libra on the flip side has a very beautiful energy of being like, dude, I took a long ass bath and I might be eating Ben & Jerry's, but I love myself, and yeah, I cried the whole bath, but here I am, and I can still find a place for gratitude, and I can tell myself, it's okay if we don't get to that until tomorrow. I can slow down. Maybe you are beautifying like some sacred space. Maybe you're working with water. I think that would be wonderful to do. But just be kind to yourself. Okay, but yeah, stay grounded out there. We have a lot going on in the nervous system. We may be sitting with some emotions again that might make us feel really moody, and we're integrating a lot. So I hope you are all doing okay. I love and appreciate you so much. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll check back in with you soon, okay? Bye, guys.